Hey everybody, Kim Silvio here. Welcome to this week's edition of the week that was in the ExJW Community weekly roundup and the news. I have 15 new YouTubers this week, new channels that I've found, and I hope that you find some of them interesting. This week I've also done something a little bit differently, and I have included some videos, new videos from content creators that I've previously highlighted and ones that are well known to everybody in the ExJW community so that you can have a look. I'll talk about the first 15 that I found, and then I'll show you a summary in following that of what they've been up to this week. So the first one that we have is Rachel, who is Rachel ExJW, who is ExJW from New Zealand. Hello to all the Kiwis, cousins across the ditch. Who's doing a video. It's really interesting. It's just a short video about what's going on in New Zealand in terms of ExJW and other related legislative things and things at high levels. Highly recommend having a look at it. Again, I've spoken about it before. I think it's really great to have some ideas of things that anyone that's looking for doing or looking to do real life activism. There's some great things in there that Rachel has highlighted that's going on in New Zealand. If anyone's looking to do something in that area, by all means, check out her video. It's also just really encouraging to hear and see things that are happening. In a lot of ways, New Zealand is very similar to Australia, but in other ways, they are very different, and they are generally quite forward-thinking. And I think that Rachel's information will definitely give you up-to-date and really encouraging information about what's going on in terms of religious abuse, specifically also relating to ExJW or to Jehovah's Witness organisation stuff. And she also talks about another cult that's in New Zealand and how that's impacting other religions and religious cults. So check that one out. I also have a recommendation from Gary Sloan. Thanks so much, Gary, for putting it in the comments last week. Robin Jackson, and when this was suggested, I thought, I know that name. I've actually watched the first part of this series, 10 Reasons Not to Become a Jehovah's Witness. So this is part 2, and it covers the second 5 reasons why not to become a Jehovah's Witness. The first part I have seen. It was part 1, obviously, and it was points 1 to 5 as to why not to become a Jehovah's Witness. It's really good. Neither of the videos are particularly long. I think they're fantastic, especially if you want to share it with someone who is thinking about becoming a Jehovah's Witness, studying, thinking about getting baptized, thinking about getting out. Plenty of good reasons. So check that one out. And again, thank you to Gary for the recommendation, and was actually turned into a reminder because I've seen Robin's first of those 2-part series. This one here is David and Vivian Aspinall. Their video content, is just huge. I went in and had a look. I accidentally came across their channel looking for something else and found that they've just recently done a video on 1975 and the organization's involvement. It's really, really, really interesting. It's sort of a lecture documentary style video. There's heaps of videos in their arsenal, so to speak, on their channel about all sorts of different things. Highly recommend to checking out that video and their other ones too. This one here I love. For those of you who don't know, I love sewing. I don't do enough of it because I have a mother that lives around the corner, and my mum is an amazing seamstress, and so I am lazy and she fixes things for me. However, I love it. Growing up with it, obviously having a mother as a seamstress. And so, yeah, this young lady has done a video about shepherding the flock of God, the secrets of men. I can't remember the full title. This particular short video is about the 2-witness rule. And I highly recommend you have a look at it. Whilst she is talking, she's actually making a piece of clothing. And I think it's a really novel way of doing a video. I really, really love it. And hopefully she'll do more because I really enjoyed it. This next channel is How I Got There, Growing Up Cultish, Jehovah's Witnesses. Again, I haven't actually seen this one yet, but I'd definitely be checking it out. It's just a new one that I saw, and I highly recommend everybody also checking it out this week. Theocratic God, Theocratically God is a new one that I found. It's an experience video, which I think is fantastic. I think everybody that feels the need or the want to do a video about their experiences, it's not presented in the way that I'm used to, but that's not to say there's anything wrong with it. It really doesn't matter. I can't criticize the lighting on this because, well, everyone's seen my videos and probably not, what do they say? Glass houses? No, stones, glass. Anyway, you get the message. Check it out. Interesting video, and it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I think that we need to have a vast variety of options, and everyone's going to like something different. So it's worth looking at. I think it's really, really good. So this one here, excuse me, again, is a fantastic example of real-life activism opportunities. Fresh Air Ministries has a brief conversation with the Jehovah's Witness. It appears that the Jehovah's Witness is at their car park of their Kingdom Hall, and they're talking about the pandemic and witnessing, etc. Very respectful, very thought-provoking. It's a great example of something that anybody that's interested could do. Highly recommend checking that out. So David Goodman, excuse me, has done a video this week. It's former Jehovah's Witnesses wake up 25 years after leaving. This is part one. It's only a short video, 5-6 minutes. This is the first of 3 videos of my waking up. It's fascinating. It's extremely interesting. And the thing that kills me about it is a former Jehovah's Witness wakes up 25 years after leaving. So I'm interpreting from that video heading that they were pony, and the video explains, excuse me, pretty well that yes, in fact, this person was pony for 25 years. That's, to me, emotionally torturing. So fantastic. Hats off. Love the fact that this person has woken up. Highly recommend checking it out. The next one is The Great Pretenders, Millstone Research. So I've been wanting to do a video about Millstone Research for a couple of weeks. I've either forgotten to mention them or they haven't done a video in that week and I couldn't bring them up. And they're not an old OG channel. So anyway, Millstone Research, fantastic. You have to do some research and check this one out. Millstone Research are fantastic. It's sort of looking like it's a parody criticism in effect of old doctrine from the Watchtower organization. You know, they use different source material. They've got really good sound clips. Highly recommend it. Check them out. They are fantastic. So this one here is an Australian gentleman, I hope. I've gotten it wrong once before, and I am going to go out on a limb and say, yes, this man is Australian. I don't believe he's an ex-JW. I think he's a Christian of some denomination, but I don't think he's ex-Jehovah's Witness. But he talks about how to respond to Jehovah's Witnesses when they come to your door. The channel's Mike's Story Number ? And it's a very interesting take that he has. It's a very respectful take. It's a very thought take. It's a very human take. And I can only recommend that if you're interested in real life activism or something that you can do, it may or may not work for you. Some people would think it's fantastic. I think it's easy, that if someone's just looking for something that they easily can do and that doesn't take up a lot of their time, I highly recommend checking it out. It's just interesting to see, particularly what we would call, or the organisation would call, a worldly person's take on it. Highly recommend you checking it out. The next one is The Blue Envelope, and this one was suggested by Kitty Love. I haven't had a chance to watch this yet. I haven't watched as many videos as I would have liked this week because, but the Johnny Depp trial and Amber Heard trial has consumed about 90% of my time this week, which is sad but true. The Heartbreaking Loneliness of JW Beliefs. Very highly recommended by Kitty Love. I will be watching it this week, and I wanted to highlight it so that anybody that's interested, looking for new content, can check out The Blue Envelope. Episode 116, another experience covered by Shunned Podcast, which I have a lot of respect for the Shunned Podcast. I think it's fantastic. I haven't seen it this week, but I certainly will be watching it and can only encourage everybody. I've talked about the Sheldon podcast previously. I think they're a fantastic channel, and if you haven't checked it out, feel free to. So this one here is an interesting video. So it's by Christian Comedy Channel 2. They've got a couple of videos out this week. What the bottom line is that they go onto the organisation website, they get in contact with a particular congregation, presumably someone near them. I don't know their situation, but they get in contact with somebody from the congregation, presumably the Kobe elder. Don't know who it is exactly, but it's a man of, notable notoriety in a congregation. They contact them. They're very respectful. They raise questions relating to different types of theocratic literature, and they trying to have a conversation with these people. Again, it's another example of real life activism that somebody can do if they're so inclined, because you never know the person you're speaking to what their situation is and whether or not that something that you say may wake them up. So again, I'm not encouraging it, I'm not discouraging it, I'm just trying to provide examples of things that people might be able to do, because I get asked a lot of times about what people can do in real life to try and do something to wake people up. And this is something that you could consider. They do have this one and another video. This one's about Stephen Millett. And I can only recommend, it's really good. That's the second one that I was speaking. Sorry, I didn't realize I put both of them in. So this is Enjoy a Living Forever book. That's right, lesson 13, and talks about warfare. So that's the second one. It's really, really good. The last one for this week.
Sätt jag har pratat om Jehovas vittnen, och det är mycket att smälta.
Okay, so I'm highlighting this video. Jehovah's Witnesses exposed their own falsehood, and it's Ronnie Westberg. As you can tell, because I've played a little bit of the video, the gentleman in the video is not speaking English. I think it's Finnish, from Finland, obviously, but I don't know. I just put in that on his channel, you can see he's written something, obviously not this particular one, but he's written something in his video that I put into Google Translate, and it gave me the information that I was looking for, and it suggests that in fact that he is Finnish. So I can only encourage people to check it out. These are the videos from this week. Rachel ExJW, Robin Jackson, David and Vivian Aspinall, So Culty, which I love, How I Got There, Theocratic God, Fresh Air Ministries, David Goodman, Millstone Research, Mikey's Story number 2, again not an ExJW channel, but quite an interesting real life activism opportunity that you may want to take up. The Heartbreaking Loneliness of JW Beliefs by The Blue Envelope, Sheldon Podcast, Christian Comedy Channel, and as I said previously, Ronnie Westberg. So if you are Finnish, or you know someone who speaks Finnish, and if you can confirm that in the comments below, that would be fantastic. I always like to provide as many resources as I can of people that are in other than English language speaking, because I think it really helps people to, hear different messages in different languages. So this is a list of all of the channels that I've covered previously, content creators that I've covered previously who have done videos this week, particularly Christiane, who has taken up the mantle of recommending other ExJW YouTube channels, which is fantastic. I loved it. And again, there's a few channels. That one is the JW Stop channel, which I think is Russian. Again, if anyone has confirmation or ability to confirm, please let me know in the comments below. ExJW Freeman, off the top of my head, I cannot. They're either Spanish or Portuguese. But yeah, highly recommend. If you know people that could benefit from this in that particular language, please pass them on, because I think, again, it's very helpful to be able to hear messages in people's first language. So Watching the World, I've done a couple of videos this week. One particularly that I wanted to highlight was the Jehovah's Witness governing body set the example when it comes to reporting CSA, Deborah Hines' case. Very interesting, highly recommend. If you don't know check it out. There's information on, hopefully there'll be some links from the case. If you want more information and can't find it, let me know, because I will hook you up. Watching the World also did a piece on the New Zealand investigation into Jehovah's Witnesses, so check that out. This one also is another non-English speaking channel. Osmanito Torres has something like 110,000 subscribers, quite a huge channel. People that speak Portuguese have told me that he's a fantastic speaker. His content is really good, very interesting. If you speak Portuguese or you know someone that does, please check out his channel and or pass it on. So these are the ones that I've highlighted. Again, they're content creators who I've highlighted previously but have put out new videos. If you haven't subscribed and you're interested, check them out. And that's me for this week. There's, great news. Again, we've had some fantastic news last week with Kevin McFree. If you haven't checked out his channel, please go and do it, because you'll thank me later. He's fantastic. I think that, again, as I said earlier, there's so much seriousness and sadness and horrible things that have happened to people in the ExJW community as survivors of cult. So I can only encourage you to have an opportunity to sort of have some light satire and, poke fun. Follow along as Kevin McFree pokes fun at the organisation's policies and procedures, because we all know they're rubbish, but he does a fantastic job in covering in such a way that we all know what's going on. It's just, I love it. I won't continue to rave on about it, because I know I talk about it a lot, but it's fantastic. Highly recommended. And yeah, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you to those who have made suggestions about channels. I really appreciate it. I do my best to try and find my own and to watch as many videos as possible. I am a little bit hamstrung this week, not going to lie. It is the last week of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, which I have been watching word for word. Hence, I haven't had a memory for the last few weeks because I am sleep deprived. It's my own silly fault. So you all have a fabulous week. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and for checking out content creators that are recommended. People that spread their wings, check out other channels, find the ones that they love. It will help to build the ExJW community and to encourage other people, because if people are not supported, eventually they stop, and then we're all the poorer for it. So have a great week, and I shall hopefully catch up with you again soon. Take it easy.